sarva kagrinanang mamahina buddhe dhartum durham homutir jagadeko dhatrim Sri Sanchintancha Sucharanang Abhaya Pratishtham Seva Sarvairavinutang Saranang Prapadde Yama Majanma Vinayati Oti Dukkha Margaihi Ashang Siddhesha Kulitair Lolitair Vilashai Yame Buddhing Suvidate Shatatang Dharanyam Shamba Sarva Mamagati Shapale Afaleva Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What thou art the mother, the all, how I praise. My understanding is so little worth. It were like desire to seize with hands of mine the sole supporter of the universe. So at thy blessed feet, contemplated by the goddess of fortune herself, the abode of fearlessness, worshipped by the service true, there at these blessed feet I take refuge. She who since birth has ever led me on through the paths of troubles, to perfection's goal. Mother-wise, in her own sweet playful ways, she who has always through my life inspired my understanding, she, my mother, she the all, is my resort, whether my work overflow with full fruition or with none. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today our topic is Kali the Mother. As Swami has just said that we need a mother, and we have a mother. A mother in both forms she works, in sweet form and sometimes in some strange form. That the whole world is nothing but the play of the Divine Mother. And that is experienced by people of great spiritual attainments. God as Mother is considered to be the highest way of worshipping the Divine. And Swami Vivekananda, in his wonderful words, has said that how I used to hate this Kali and all her ways. That was the ground of my 6 years of fight, that I would not accept her. But I had to accept her at last. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa dedicated me to her, and now I believe that she guides me in everything I do and does with me what she wills. Yet I fought so long. We know that this whole universe is coming out of one infinite reality, which in Vedanta we call Brahman. And when it is come into this creation, it is whose function? Brahman is non-functional. There is no action, there is no thought, there is no word, there is no deed, there is no time, there is no space, there is no causation in that absolute oneness of divinity which is called Brahman. But when it comes into the realm of creation, sustenance, maintenance, they are all within the jurisdiction of the Mother. That is called the Shakti. And the whole world adores only one thing, that is called Shakti. We all worship Shakti, no? we worship a powerful person when you see someone powerful. In good or bad, both ways. We get afraid of a powerful man if he's bad, but we get very much happy to see someone who is very good. But good and bad are the same power acting in opposite direction. Your car is going backward or forward because of the gear you put, front gear or back gear. But the energy supply is the same. So this whole universe is the play of the Divine Mother. But it was really, for our intellectual people sometimes, as Swami Vivekananda was in his life, he argued, and if there is nothing reasonably acceptable, he cannot accept it to be a reality, and he cannot deal with that. So we find that Ramakrishna, on the other hand, was a person illiterate in so-called, didn't go to school and college, didn't learn so-called our secular education. But he's calling about Ma. And day and night crying and weeping and sobbing and then talking to her, walking with her, praying to her. And that power is the living power behind all our energies, all our manifestations in the whole universe. You talking, you breathing, it is all the power of the Mother. I am seeing, it is all in the power of Mother. And Ramakrishna saw that, believed that, walked with Mother, prayed with Mother, dealt with Mother. And Vivekananda finds a great personality in Ramakrishna, but he likes, it is a craziness of the mind of Ramakrishna, that he goes to a idol which is made of stone in Dakshineshwar temple and calls her Ma, cries before her. Everything is good, but this is the cranky side of Ramakrishna. His brain is not functional, he's mad, little mad, because seeing some idol made of stone and calling upon Mother and crying for Mother, and that Mother is talking to her. It's a one-sided talk, no? He is talking to Mother, Mother is responding something. No one can hear, all other people standing there. And he is saying, okay Mother, shall I do this? Shall I go this? And naturally, Vivekananda, a rational mind, could not accept that. That is the craziness in the mind of Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna. But he adored his life and he adored. So he said that how I used to hate Kali, because this is also, have you seen Mother Kali's form? Sword in one hand, left hand, sword to cut, and blood drizzling from the terrible aspect of thinking about Ma Kali. And then another chopped out head, just drizzling. And then in the other hand, blessing. But what you want, my child? Blessing and fearlessness. Don't worry, I am for you. This dichotomy of the two. One is a terrible aspect, killing, destroying, the ego. Cut up means it is the ego of the person, which creates so much trouble in the world. To chop out that with a sword in hand, at the same time contrary, blessing and boon, and my face is beaming with joy and grace. This is the contradiction. And this terrible form, young educated people of that time of Bengal in India, they are all westernized. So it is all idol worship. So first of all, and this terrible form of, what type of picture is this? What shall I get out of it? So he could not accept Mother, and he hated, as he said, how I used to hate this Kali. And all her ways. And that was the ground he fought with Swami Sri Ramakrishna. 6 years. Questioned and touched. Though Ramakrishna gave him a touch, he's getting extraordinary experience of spiritual wisdom and seeing the whole world vanishing into the void, and it is charged with the spiritual grace and blessings. But still, this guy goes to the temple and forces Naren also, Vivekananda, to come to the temple to worship. But he cannot. He resisted. And this struggle went on. 6 years he fought not to accept that Mother Kali. And then ultimately he says, but I have to accept her at last. Ramakrishna Paramahansa dedicated me to her, and now I believe that she guides me in everything I do and does with me what she wills. This Vivekananda moving in the whole world, bringing the Vedantic message in this country and rousing the whole of India, one singular person, transformed the whole ideology of the whole West. One of the 20 people in this country who have changed the thought process of America is one Vivekananda. A new thought. Which power, which force give an ordinary person this power? And that he says himself, it is the power of the Divine Mother, which I did not want to accept. But Ramakrishna made me accept and took me to that experience. It took me 6 years. And then he continues, I loved Ramakrishna, yet I fought so long. I loved him, means Ramakrishna. I saw his marvelous purity, Ramakrishna's. I felt his wonderful love. This Ramakrishna's greatness had not dawned on me then. All that time I thought him a brain-sick baby, always seeing visions and rest. I hated it. And then I had to accept the mother. That is also a story you know. When Vivekananda was born in a rich family, very wealthy person in whole of Calcutta. It is like a palace. If you go to their home, you can find. And his father died suddenly, and the relatives sued them and ousted them from their home. So they become homeless. And no money, nothing. So bad days came in the life of young Naren. And he was the elder brother, all sisters and mother, widow mother on him. And he could not find a job in door-to-door searching here and there. And then he used to love Ramakrishna, he used to come. And Ramakrishna was also trying to solve the problem, asking him, hey, these many people, can you give a job? Can you find a job for Naren? He does not talk for anybody, but for Ramakrishna, for Naren, he loved so much. So he used to talk and request. And sometimes Naren used to feel embarrassed. Why do you talk to people about my needs? But anyhow, he said, I love you, what can I do? So I can beg for you anywhere. And then one day it happened, Naren came and his family was in dire need. They are fasting sometimes, they don't get food, proper meal. And then days after days it goes on. And then he came one day to Ramakrishna and said, I cannot bear my suffering of my mom and my sister and my brother fasting. They don't have a square meal. So you have to do something. And Ramakrishna smilingly said, so what can I do? You don't believe my mother. He said, I don't know your mother. You know your mother. So he was very free with Ramakrishna. So I do not know. So you do whatever I need to do. You can come in forward. There is so much room. Come, so much seat is here. So he said that I do not know your mother. You have to do something. And then when that happened, you have to do something. Sri Ramakrishna said, no, today is a good day. You go to the Divine Mother, the temple, go and ask her anything you ask, you will get it. He was not willing to go, but under insistence of Ramakrishna, he went to that same idol. Still now it is worshipped in Dakshineshwar. Thousands of people are thronging there. And he went there And as Vivekananda went there, young man, Naren, and he saw it is mother. It is not the idol. It is a living entity. It is bright, brilliant, smiling, cheerful, full of bliss, and radiant. The entire hall, entire temple inside is shining with light and effulgence. And she felt the living presence of the Divine Mother, and that Divine Mother's power everywhere. Felt in such a way, he could not ask his own needs. He went there to ask for, give me money, give me this, so that I can be established in my life and I can do something to serve my mom and my brother, sister. But he said, give me love, give me devotion. Let me not be deluded into this world bewitching Maya, no? And one time he went there, came back to Ramakrishna. Again, second time he was sent. Go and ask again. He fell back. Third time he came back. And that day, Ramakrishna said, by mother's grace, okay, you will have this problem will be solved, but you will have no fate of having worldly fun and enjoyment more. So minimum food and minimum arrangement will be done by mother's grace. So that was one thing. That is secondary. But that is the incident is second, that I have to accept that. Because I saw mother, living mother, and that was the blessing what Sri Ramakrishna gave me. And then what happened? Then he injected that mother into me. And that is the force which is driving me in the whole world, that power. And he saw that mother at night. Ramakrishna taught him a song, that mother is everywhere. Mother in the water, mother in the earth, mother in the sky, mother in the forest, mother in the trees, mother in the plants. Everything you see, it is nothing but Divine Mother. This is a beautiful idea of the mother worship. I will quote from another important point that Margaret Elizabeth Noble, Sister Nivedita, she also wrote a book on Kali the Mother. So, there he said that in Aryan home, woman stands supreme. As wife in the West is lady and queen of her husband, so is the mother in the East, a goddess throned in her son's worship. She is the bringer of sanctity and peace of the house. And then he talked about that how Christianity is adoring this idea of motherhood. Profound depth stir within us in presence of the instantly Christian concepts of God, a child in his mother's arm. This ideal of the heart of a woman has been one of the richest gifts of the Catholic Church to humanity. He talks about Mother Mary. Jesus himself, to those who kneel before no Madonna in the Vatican, sounds this note of eternal feminine. And he says, Christ said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will refresh you. It is not a woman's voice, it is the divine. The soul that worships becomes always a little child. The soul that becomes a child finds God often as mother. But it is in India that this thought of mother has been realized in its completeness. In the East, the accepted symbol of a woman with a flowing hair, he is talking about Mother Kali. In the East, the accepted symbol is of a woman who is with the flowing hair, so dark a blue that she seems in color to be black, four-handed, two hands in the act of blessing, and two hands holding knife and bleeding head, garlanded with skulls and dancing with protruding tongue on the prostrate figure of a man all white with ashes. A terrible and extraordinary figure, yet this image, so fearful to the Western mind, is perhaps dearer than any other to the heart of India. So this is the Mother Kali described by Sister Nivedita. Whether we know it or not, we are all her children, playing round her knees. Life is but a game of hide and seek with her, Mother Kali. And if chances to touch her feet, who can measure the shock of the divine energy that enters into him? So it is saying that this is the mother which is the working in both aspects of the divine. So Sri Ramakrishna that day gave this Mother Kali's experience into the heart of Naren, the future Vivekananda, and he said that power. But what is my Mother Kali? So this power, he says, I cannot believe that there is somewhere. See, no thing. This is Swami Vivekananda again. No, the thing that made me do it is a secret that will die with me. I had misfortunes at the time, and it was the opportunity came and she made me a slave of me. I told the story, it is Vivekananda said, that story, what came in my life and as poverty, and I approached Sri Ramakrishna, and that is the way she took this opportunity to transform me totally and make me an instrument in the hand of her mission. I cannot but believe, that's a very important word of Vivekananda, I cannot but believe that there is somewhere a great power that thinks of herself as feminine, and is called Kali and Mother. That is Vivekananda's, what a grand experience. He says that I cannot say that it is here and there, but there is somewhere in the whole cosmos a great power that thinks of herself as feminine, and then that is named as Mother Kali. How I have dared to worship death or Kali. Let us worship death. Let us embrace the terrible because it is terrible, not asking that it be toned down. Let us take misery for misery's own sake. That's a beautiful concept of Mother Kali. We always see one aspect of the mother, love, compassion. But another aspect is also there, to destroy our ego, to kill our meanness, unkindness. We need a power. To fight with the evils of life, we need power. And Mother Kali is an ideal example of both, for destroying the evil and protecting and serving and blessing who is in real, pure in heart and soul. So these two aspects we have to worship. We always think that God is love. Yes, God is love. But destroying the ego and negativity, that's also love. Putting more ignorance is not love. Taking out the ignorance and make them spiritual, that is the love. So, God is to be worshipped in the terrible form also. That is another aspect what we have never thought of that. That's the beauty of Mother Kali worship. Mother Kali, as I said, both four arms, two are engaged in destroying the devil, the negative forces, and other two hands are blessing and boon, whatever is needed for material benefit to spiritual benefit, highest wisdom. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda says, his worship is Mother Kali. His Mother Kali is worship the terrible, worship death. All else is vain. All struggle is vain. That is the last lesson. Yet, it is not the coward's love of death, not the love of the weak or the suicide. It is the welcome of the strong man who has sounded everything to its depths and knows that there is no alternative. So this is the mother. That mother is the Kali, the mother, no? That where this we have to worship, it is a power. Spirituality is a power. Spirituality is not weakness. It is not crying, sobbing, and becoming weaker and weaker and weaker, and becoming a psychiatric patient. It should be strength. Spirituality should bring strength, because spirituality is wisdom. Spirituality is knowledge. Spirituality is power. So here is given this worship, Mother Kali, this divine form, as I said. We had immersion yesterday in the fun zone area in Balboa Park. Balboa boat, what is called Balboa? Costa Mesa. Okay. So we immersed the mother, we worshipped the mother, and then we were immersed into the waters in the infinite heart of the Lord. So this is the worship. This worship we have to learn. We want one side only, but be strong and fight the evil, fight the negativities, fight all whatever is obstacle to growth and strength. Swami Vivekananda, he wrote a poem also, beautiful poem. That poem is very powerful, but very difficult to conceive also. I'll give you this background of that. This is called he wrote a poem. His name is Kali the Mother, which I took his topic. See what is Kali's form. Don't get frightened. The stars are blotted out. Suppose think that. Just mentally imagine. The whole stars are blotted out. The clouds are covering clouds. It is dark, vibrant, sonant. In the roaring, whirling wind are the souls of million lunatics just loosed from the prison house, wrenching trees by the roots, sweeping all from the path. The sea has joined the fray and swirls up mountain waves to reach the pitchy sky. The flash of lurid light reveals on every side 1,000 shades of death begreened and black, scattering plagues and sorrows, dancing mad with joy. Calm, mother, calm. But terror is thy name, death is thy breath, and every shaking step destroys a world forever. Thou, time, the all-destroyer, come, O mother, come. Who dares misery love and hug the form of death, dance in distractions, dance, to him the mother comes. It's a very challenging, different idea as about mother, no? We are giving the Nivedita's aspect of loving, bringing mother in the Christ, and seeing the mother's grace and compassion. This is also a compassion, where this idea coming, think that this whole universe is mother's play. It is dancing. When reality appears to us, when we are engaged into the world and full of our friends and surroundings applauding us, we think we are happy. But when something happens in our life, you are isolated, you are sick, you are in some dire condition, see, everybody left you. All your friends are gone, no one looks at you. All the party, we say, many people say, I cannot come to this spiritual discussion, I have a party. Okay, good. People did party for years and years and years. With the tearful eyes, they come back and say, oh my God, nobody to look at me now. I am sick. Nobody to take me to hospital. At my dire need, there is nobody. This is called the mother's play goes on. It is, don't take it negatively. This experience is necessary to understand that you have to fight your own problem. You have to stand strong and to understand what is real strength in us. Don't depend on anyone. Anyone you depend, all will leave. Exceptional people are there. They come at that point of your suffering. But most of the people will depart. So you are alone, but you are not alone. You are in the power of the mind. Mother, that divine mother, that divine strength. And this is to be. God plays where? Where total detachment happens. When we are attracted in so many things, God has no place. God says that you are happy with them, stay on. But when one friend betrays, then we feel, why? I loved him, I loved her, and what? Hey, mother's play started. Then he said, oh, okay, this is gone, but that is good. Okay, go on to the next. And next also gets a blow, it comes in our life. Then say, why? Again mother is dancing in the heart. See me. This appearance of the world is my play. You want to play with the dolls or with me? That's why this life, when it becomes really difficult from the perspective of our worldly existence, suffering and all the other crying needs of our life fail to make us happy in this world, then plays the mother who dances in joy, and this light comes inside and all darkness goes away. So it is said that spirituality comes only when we turn our face from the apparent universe to the real. Real is within. And that ever blissful, peaceful, ever joyful state, which in Vedanta called Brahman, and in sweet term we call real mother. But this is real mother's another phase, where this suffering and all these things come to awaken in us what is divine within. So it can be taken as a positive aspect also. As we learn our lessons in good time, we learn more in our bad times. We have a real picture of the world. We understand, we thought something, world should be like that, world is like that. But when we really get the experience of life, then we know what is our subject of love, where should we sit, and where we stand in our life. So this Kali's idea, this who dares, is a very bold statement. We are facing today a big challenge, no? This lecture, this talk is little frightening. Don't get frightened. But take it very rationally and thinking this world, what it is and what it can keep. Ultimately, when we die, who goes with us? Who goes with us? Maybe you have good friends. Maybe you have 1 million followers even. Or you may have 10 followers. 10 people may be around and crying and sobbing. But you are the lone person to make a journey to where you are going, or I am going, no? So this is a reality of life. We don't look at that. We don't think about that. This is the Mother Kali. Looking at that. Try to think rationally. Live in the world, but in this detached outlook. That's why he says, who dares misery love. Is there any person to love misery? Yeah, this is not the language we understand, no? Misery, love misery. Are we fit for that? To love misery? We like joy. We like wealth, prosperity, friendship, and other things. But other dark side? No. But you cannot take the world. You cannot take the coin, one side and not the other side. You cannot take light and you say, I don't like darkness. You cannot say, I like heat. I don't like cold. You cannot do that. You cannot say anything in this world of duality. You take one, you will have to take the other. But we want to very intelligently think, oh, this side is good, I like this one. But the other side is you have accepting. Accepting one side means you are accepting both sides. Take a coin, you accept both sides in your hand. So this is the point. Learn to live in the world like a bold person, with energetic person. Feel no weakness. It is a challenge, it is a play going on. And it's a Divine Mother is playing to give us the knowledge of the world. In misery and in suffering, we learn more and eyes open and we get a direction in life. Not that one should suffer, but this is the way it goes on. With our good period of time, when we are very happy, we are engaged. There is no time for God and there is no position of God there. We don't need Him. We need, let us be very honest, when we need God? When no one can help me. I went to this door and that door and that door and knocked here and knocked here and knocked here. And I said, oh no. No one can give me the joy. No one give me the solace. Then what do you go back? You go back to your own home, which is eternal home. That was here, that is here, that will be here. That eternal joy, eternal peace is here, now, at this point. It was there yesterday. It was when I was born. It was before this birth. It will remain continuously in our future. That is the eternal Mother is there. And we, forgetting, as you see, that we play with toys, different toys in life, no? Moving on one toy. And Mother, she is the supplier of all toys. When we were babies, what the moms give us? Some cloth dolls or some other beautiful dolls, doggy, and so it is so alarming. And this baby is happy with all that. And mommy gets her own work done. So this is the way, and we grow. Another type of doll comes, another type of doll comes, and doll after doll after doll. One is gone, another doll, and one day we get tired of these dolls. Then we want to go back to our home. So that is the call, the Kali, the Mother, to worship. But how to worship? It needs boldness. It needs strength. It is not for weak people to think. Many people think bhaktas are very weak people. That's why Shaktas, those who are worshippers of Mother, they are very powerful because they see the Mother in this dual aspect. One is the benign aspect, as also in the aspect where destruction and other things come. In life, because all negativity you have to destroy, to establish that pure and go beyond that. First negative to positive and go beyond. 3 stages. So spiritual journey is that. So says Swami Vivekananda says, who does misery love and hug the form of death, dance in destruction's dance, to him the Mother comes. So to welcome the Mother, we need that power. Swami Vivekananda says, worship this terrible, worship death, all else is vain, all struggle is vain. That is the last lesson. Yet it is not the coward's love of death, not the love of the weak or the suicide. It is the welcome of the strong person who has sounded everything to its depth and knows that there is no alternative. That is the point. Struggle, find joy in whatever way you like, try all the avenues, and lastly you see that nothing gave you the eternal peace, eternal joy, then that is the turning point. Detach from the whole universe. Live in the world. Detach from the world. Detachment is the word is very important. The Vedanta is not teaching, or Tantra is not teaching to just go into the forest and lead a life of seclusion in the cave. No. You live in the world. But no, there should not be any attachment. Detached love. Whole teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. Detach and love. Love everyone in truest sense. Not for any desire to gain something, to get something. And don't expect, and no one can give you pleasure. No one can give you joy. You think someone is coming. It is coming from your own heart. And what the greatest joy comes when you can perfectly detach from things and let things come, whatever. Be free. We are always bound under the conditions of life. And our expectations are the most problematic thing. And that how we can get out of the expectation? Know that nothing can give me. It can give temporary joy. Look at the world. I am not negative. Anything to the five senses we are getting, we get joy. But those joys, we know it is so little, so temporary, so momentary, followed by so much suffering. Before, say, I give you an example. We want to have a good meal. So, you plan that way, no? How much to work for that? You make a list, what you are going to do, spend your time, then go to take your car, go for shopping, and then bringing them, and then chop it, and clean it, and cook it. How long is the preparation? And now you eat. And you take a spoon and, oh, wow, it's good. How long? Tip of the tongue to throat. Bas, that's a memory. Joy is gone. Joy is only till in the tongue, no? So it is, yes, there is joy. But it is so limited. Will you be satisfied with that? How much food will take to taste this tongue? Belly will not take any more. So this limit, joy is so limited. But there is a joy, detached joy. Detached joy means you let things have their own play, but I am not dependent on that. Huh? How? To find what is within. That is Mother Kali. And this dichotomy to accept, it is good and bad, both are Mother's play. Good and bad, both teaches us to understand neither bad is not can take me to my peace. Good also cannot take me to the peace. I am have to go bad to good to beyond. There is nothing but the divine reality. This duality dichotomy works in the level of Shakti. Therefore go beyond Shakti. And the Shakti is the power of the Divine Mother. So beyond the ken of life, it dwells in well and woe. It is that which comes, all powerful, all destroyer. Disease, bereavement, pinch of poverty, dharma and its opposite, adharma. The results of actions, good and bad, all are but its worship in manifold modes. That is the lesson what we are to conclude in our life. That when I get a disease, that also can be. Try your best. We all go to doctor and medicine and everything. But ultimately, it is also lesson. This disease is teaching us. This body is not always strong, it should be weak. Buddha saw that disease. He learned this lesson. That disease is a must and we cannot avoid it. And it will not be a peaceful thing, joyful thing for me to have a diseased body. Death will happen to me. So disease, bereavement. In our life, someone will pass away. Some already have left us. Some are going to leave. I will also leave. This bereavement, take it as a lesson. It is happening everywhere. Not special for you and me. Everyone in this world will have bereavement. Pinch of poverty. Sometimes we lose our job, we go through bad time. How many people are homeless now? Why they are homeless? They had their job, they had their opportunity, but something happened, job went away, financial condition dropped, they cannot pay the mortgage, all these conditions. Pinch of poverty. This is a lesson to understand. This is the reality of life. If you are in the world, this will be there. But how to survive then? Shall we be drowned into the deepest depth of death? That is our life? Or shall we find out something which is powerful? Learn out of this. That's why Vivekananda says, disease, bereavement, pinch of poverty. You are an honest person, virtuous person, or not so, vice, or results of all good and bad actions. All think that it is you are worshipping God, you are worshipping the Divine Mother. to all this. Why worship means? When you worship, our mind goes to a higher reality. So, through these experiences, life is an experience, and it's mother's play. To all the experiences of happiness, pleasure, pain, bereavement, hunger, thirst, and all this betrayal, all these things which you get in our life which you don't expect, let them be our teacher, and through that teaching we can understand that these are to be taken worship. Take it as worship, in the form of worship. Worship, what we do? We worship, take the flower, collect it and give it to the feet of the Lord. So similarly, let disease come. But if it has come, let us accept it, take it boldly, take medicine, go to doctor, do the best and be strong. What will happen? We'll die one day. See, if you keep this simple formula, what will happen? I will die one day. Okay, someone is mean to me. Okay, I shall try so that I can correct it, or I can make the other person correct. If it does not, okay, I will not take those abuses anymore mentally. I am free. Detach. You accept it. That's why it becomes very valuable to you, no? Anything you accept. I say some word, you accept it. When you accept it, it is a serious thing. And if you think that is worthless talk, so you take this way and get it out that way. So you are free. So freedom is yours. But how to do that? It is detached. This is called detachment. Detachment means you go to the experience and learn that it is not the ultimate. You need not have to accept it. If it is good, if it is beneficial, it is powerful, it makes you spiritual, accept it. Anything makes you weak, give up. That is the play of Mother going on to teach us every day. That's why Mother dances in destruction dance, means giving us these experiences. Mother wants to tell us that this is not the truth. This is not the truth. Go beyond, go beyond, go beyond. It is we taking every effort, every experiences of life, good and bad, as an opportunity to learn our real purpose of life. Why we are here. We are not here to cry and weep. We are not here to just get little touch of joy followed by so much suffering every night, all through the life like a fool. Sometimes it is good to have some experience. But it should not be foolish like that. So therefore what to do? Live in the life, have all these experiences, if anything comes, and then learn out of that and go beyond. Be powerful. Vivekananda, see, this story I told you at the very beginning, Vivekananda was with his friends and things. He was a rich boy coming in a most affluent family in Calcutta, and when he was in his golden days, all his friends were, and he was a good singer, he's a good musician, he's a good talented speaker, he's a personality full of power and energy, so he had so many friends. And when dad passed away, as I told you, the bad days came, he was hungry on the Calcutta street. He is drinking water, faucet water, no food whole day. And all the friends who were after him, praising him and say, "Oh Naren, you are so great, and go round and round." No one never inquired, "Hello, Naren, I see that you are very pale, did you eat? Your cloth is torn." No one has asked. This is a example. Swami Vivekananda, what he has written, it is really true. We have to learn out of that. In his own experience. So he had this terrible pinch of poverty. He used to come back whole day searching for job in the streets of Calcutta, hot. The shoes are not there, the shoes is gone, hot summer. And he is coming back at the end of the day. Mother is some little rice maybe kept, she didn't eat, thinking that son will come and eat. He said, "Mom, I have a feast in my friend's house, so you please have it. And he himself was hungry and starving days after days after days. But what has happened? That pinch of poverty took him to what? Take him to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna took him to Mother. Mother showed, this is the divine form. I am full of bliss and joy. Come unto me. And this world is this much it can give. It can give pinch of poverty, it can give disease, you can give death, you can get suffering, you can get abuse, you can get all these things. Then let this experiences itself be a teacher in our life. And let us see it is a play of the divine going on. We call it mother's play going on. All the play is not in the mind of in the child's mind. When mother does not fulfill the desire of the baby thinks mom is not loving me. But when what the baby wants and mom gives, then baby says my mother is today very good and she helps me. In our life we want something and we get it, then we say God is good. But when you don't get, then God is there. I am calling upon Him so many times. I am praying. The God has become deaf. God has not become deaf. It is not necessary for my good. That's why my mom does not give it. And rather, she is giving some worst experience of life so that I learn out of that and I detach from that and then go back to my own self. So this is the conclusion we want to say. This is the Mother Kali, as Swami Vivekananda depicted before us. To worship that Mother Kali, be strong, be powerful. Establish yourself in the strength. This world cannot give full satisfaction. Take life's experience of death, disease, pinch of poverty, and he says, dharma, righteous action, or adharma is opposite, the results of good and bad action, all are but the worship of God. See, it is all worship because everything is giving me a boosting towards the spirituality, towards our real divine nature. So, this mother worship should be powerful people, not sobbing and weeping and crying. There is no position here. Mother worshippers don't do that. They become more powerful. As many obstacle comes, they learn out of that and go back to the power which is the source of all energy. So this universe is full of mother's play, and this play is for us to take us from our present condition to that state where is no suffering, no duality, and the absolute calmness, serenity and joy. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you so much, Swami Sarvadevananda Maharaj. As I mentioned before, he is the head and spiritual minister of the Vedanta Society of Southern California. If you have any questions, you can schedule an appointment with him. He comes here every month. So you can call our number or write an email to Ramakrishna Monastery @gmail.com, and you can schedule an appointment with him. Thank you, Maharaj, for clarifying the concept of God as mother. It's very important. She's our main teacher here. We just need to be alert. She's constantly teaching us through our frustrations, and so we can come back to her. Our next speaker next Sunday is Swami Sarvadevananda. He is the assistant minister of the society, the Vedanta Society of Southern California. And the topic is, speaking of not being afraid, something's going on with the mic.
I also forget.
Death cannot come near. That's the topic next Sunday. Death cannot come near. It's good. Next Sunday, 11 a.m., Swami Sarvadevananda. Also be reminded, we have scripture classes on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. At 6 p.m., you are all welcome to join us in our prayer hall. Well, it's not a hall, we call it temple. Shrine. We have our teacher, Ramakrishna, sitting there always in this position. And so we welcome everybody to join us for Arati. Arati starts at 6:30, but we open the gate at 6 p.m. The grounds remain closed, and just for the monastery is open just for this ceremony in the shrine, as well as the class, the scripture class that starts at 7:30 in the library. And we are presently working on rescuing the treasures from the Song of God, the Bhagavad Gita. We are working on chapter number 6, Dhyana Yoga, the yoga of meditation. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you have a good time with family. And also, Christmas is coming. Yeah. So, December 23rd, Saturday, we're going to be celebrating Christmas here. With carols and, yes, celebration at Ramakrishna Monastery. We are celebrating Jesus' birth on December 23rd. Hope you guys can make it. And it's usually around 10 a.m. We spend a good, beautiful time, with carols and songs and remember Jesus, okay? Remembering Jesus. Well, thank you so much. We will allow Maharaj to close with a prayer, and then we'll give him some minutes so that he can reach the door and greet you all as you leave the hall. Again, those who want to stay for the Q&A, it happens in the library. There is a discussion for another hour. After that, we have a potluck. So I hope you all guys brought your contribution, vegetarian and dessert. Well, if you didn't, it's okay. I'm going to try to make something here right now. But but it's an opportunity, to spend time together. So you're welcome to stay. All right? Thank you so much.
So we'll then greet you, and then you have some cup of tea or something, and then we'll have question and answer session as Swamiji has announced in the library room. So I conclude with Swami Vivekananda writing about mother, what is a synopsis, what I have said. He say that prayer is this, composed by Vivekananda. He said, Katang shubhe shivakare shukhadukhaste agurnitang bhavajalam pravalarmi bhangaihi shanting vidhatumiho king bahudha vibhagnam mata prajatna paramashi sadaiva vishye.